No, we don't.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Hanging out with Khang from Wholesale to Millions. The guy gives people the information they need to succeed. He's awesome. He does lots of real deals. I love a lot of what he does. I've had over 20 front page articles myself. Don't do a lot on YouTube, but I can tell you this guy's for real. Makes hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a year. Love this guy. Follow him at Khang at Wholesale to Millions. I'm Mike, number 2, the Fits on Instagram. Love you guys.
RJ, do you have anything to say?
These guys are absolutely crushing it. Once you guys make a ton of money flipping properties, put it in Columbus, Ohio, so that we can build your wealth. You guys can find me at ColumbusTurnkey.com.
And they were referred by Khang.
And they're referred by this man right here.
Boom. Oh, wait, so...
I made the connection, so ultimately I'm like the glue.
And you guys, I'll make sure I'll pop everything in the description so you guys can get a hold of them both. All right, you guys. So we're gonna take some time here, answer any question you guys have regarding real estate. Any question you guys have,
guys,
drop it in the comment.
A lot of experience here, you know, hundreds of virtual deals, 700 plus real estate deals, 500 rental units, made every mistake you can think of, never had to short sell anything, always been on point, killed it in real estate though. You know, do a lot of deals. This guy, turnkey specialist, provided hundreds of turnkey homes for people. Between us, you got thousands of deals with 30 years experience. If you have a question, now's the time to ask.
You guys, any question, drop it in the comment right now. Any question you guys have, we got some power player here, you guys. So any question you have, drop it in the comment. Let's give you a, oh man, shout out here.
Shout out.
Chris, Andre, Justin, Carter. I can't pronounce your name. So any question you guys have, what's the tip for virtual wholesaling?
So for working with an agent, how to pay them. You don't want to pay them in cash. You can just pay them, and it can go directly on the HUD to their broker. But you want to pay them up front. When you pay in cash, you put yourself at liability. And how should you pay them? You know, if they bring you a buyer on a wholesale, by all means, give them what they normally get, half the commission, 2.5%. If they bring you a buyer for more than you want, take care of them. Give them the 5%. Always take care of people who take care of you. But don't try to make it complicated and pay them in cash. Let's do everything legit, make a lot of money, do hundreds of deals like this guy, calling it WTM, Wholesale to Millions, or this guy, Columbus Turnkey Investments, RJ and Dave, killing it, selling hundreds of turnkey homes a year. Mike Fitzgerald, Mike, the number 2, the Fits on Instagram.
So RJ, I know that people ask, like, when they make the money, how should they buy or invest and buy rental property for portfolio wise?
So what I recommend is that you use leverage, especially if you don't want to use all of your profits and put it into a rental property. So
I'm afraid I'm going to burn my eyebrows off if I get too close to the phone.
I recommend doing, you know, put 20% aside of your profits and put it away so that you can reinvest in that and into long-term wealth and building your wealth. So we advise our clients to use a lot of the conventional loans that are out there, because if you're doing this part-time and you have a W-2 job, you can get approved for really good rates that are out there right now.
And let me throw this out. RJ works with lenders that specialize into lending to people across the country, 10, 20 states away, 30 states away, to buy turnkey deals. So he gets you with these lenders where you put 15% down, you get a really good interest rate, and they specialize. And that's the important part. It's not like crazy, oh, I'm buying a deal outside my market. It's like, hey, I'm buying a managed deal by a guy that's verified through Collective Genius, a guy that's verified through Seasoned Pros, is a good guy. So you're buying his turnkey home from a good guy. Then he's hooking you up with a lender that's giving you a normal 5 or 6% loan with 15% down, and it really is turnkey. You make 7, 8, 9% a month. Fucking rock star. I love those things.
You guys, any question, drop it in the comment. I'm here at CG, which stands for Collective Genius.
Can I ask one favor? What I noticed on this video, and I've never really done Instagram Live, I think one time when I paraglided, I only see 1 thumbs up. If we get up to 25 thumbs up in the next 10 minutes, in other words, that's the next 25 thumbs up, that means out of the 51 people, 53 people watching, we only need less than half of you to give a thumbs up. I'll give one awesome piece of real estate advice that can make you $1 million. How about that? So 25 thumbs up, I want to see it.
Here we go.
Smash the thumbs up, you guys.
There we go. I just made the Herald Mail newspaper today. Mike Fitzgerald, rags to riches, self-made real estate investor, along with Khang Lee, grew up in a mud hut, freaking awesome, killing it with wholesales, hundreds of wholesales, the man. and RJ,
I know a thing or
Columbus
two about
Turnkey
those mud
King.
huts.
Yeah. So, RJ, why don't you share a little quick
Guys, we're almost
stories
there.
of your
we're
background?
Up to 19, and we got 21, and we
All right,
still got 7 more minutes. I want to see it. We went from 1 to 21. 7 more minutes.
Right here.
5
So-
more minutes.
Okay, so RJ, let's share a little bit of RJ on his background a little bit here.
Yeah, so I mean, I came about in real estate with nothing, just similar to a lot of your viewers and listeners. You know, I started wholesaling until I could get enough cash to buy rental properties, and start having employees. So I mean, it grew from me just doing all the deals, answering the phone, putting out the signs, negotiating the deals, meeting with the sellers, getting it in contract, finding my own buyers, putting out a million bandit signs in my community to find buyers and sellers. So if I can do it, and I'm basically first generation here, because I'm an immigrant, just like you guys that are probably watching this, if you guys have that. As
Hey,
your
I grew up
background.
dirt poor. For those of you who forgot about poor.
You don't need a ton of money to get started in this business. Definitely listen to this guy.
You know what I don't.
Because
You know
he's
what I
got all the
don't.
strategies.
You know what I don't believe.
But
you
once
know what
you
I don't
start
believe.
making money, put it into rentals to build generational
So
wealth.
I said we were at one like if we go up to 25 and 10
25, you
minutes,
guys, one more thumbs up.
That I give this awesome piece of advice, and we got like 1 minute left, and we're at 24. This is crazy. I'd like to help you guys. Google Mike Fitzgerald Real Estate, Hagerstown, Maryland. 20 front pages.
Boom, 25, done.
Okay.
Say it.
So one of the biggest things I learned, and I'll share a little bit of my story. I started out in a 1-bedroom apartment. I called a rent-to-own ad newspaper, and the fellow said, "You sound like you make a better real estate investor than rent-to-own my house." And he told me I could buy real estate no money down, so I believed him. So the first thing, and this story's gonna have a couple points, but one main thing to learn. The first thing is I had belief. So I started going to the real estate clubs in DC and Baltimore, and before you know it, I had my first no money down deal, a division of proceeds. Well, that first year, I did 3 deals, and coming on to that second year on my 4th deal, I had a farmer call me up and won $1 million for his property. Now, most real estate investors with like 20 couple grand in a 1-bedroom apartment, working out of a shoebox full of receipts, would have ran from a farmer that said he wants $1 million for his property. Well, I didn't. I said, how can we make this work? I made a deal for $650,000 where I could subdivide any or all of it, sell any or all of it towards my purchase price, and he'd hold the rest in a mortgage. So it's 100% no money down at 5%. But I had to pay to subdivide it. I used all my money, credit cards. Biggest thing I learned, 2 things: sticking with it and not being afraid to take on something that you didn't understand. So what I mean by that is I thought the deal would take 5 months. It actually took 17 months. Because I got denied for the subdivision. I ended up winning in zoning appeals, and I got the subdivision at the end at $1 million in equity, but it was a year and a half later with 70 grand in it, so essentially twice as much as I had in the bank at the time. So I took the risk on something I didn't understand. I took down $1 million deal when I hadn't done 4 deals, was living in a 1-bedroom apartment without my own house. I did $1 million real estate deal. So the biggest story is sticking with it and not being afraid to face adversity. Hey, I believe in you guys. You can do it. This is awesome. Maybe I'll start doing YouTube, Instagram like my man Khang. Super smart, wholesale to million.
Boom!
Guy kills it. Explosion. Boom.
Boom! So, RJ, kind of share with everybody where your business is at right now, growth-wise, like number-wise.
So we're doing 80 turnkey deals a year. We're also building our portfolio. We've got about, in our portfolio that we're managing, we've got about 130. A lot of our focus for 2019 is to continue to build that rental portfolio. This is a cash flow play for us, so we want to flip properties to a point where we can take some of that profit and put it into a rental income, and it's passively coming every month, whether we work or not. So that's what we focus on at Columbus Turnkey.
So we got someone asked, what is turnkey?
Turnkey is basically
question.
when
Good
a company that you can that you could trust finds and locates a property that's distressed, buys it, renovates it, puts a renter inside, does the property management for you. That's turnkey, where you don't do any of that to collect cash flow. That's what we do.
And the biggest thing is there's a lot of turnkey providers out there, but there's only like 20% or 25% that are rock star good that you want to do business with. I've known RJ for 6 years. He's a collective genius, but we only let in good turnkey providers. I can tell you, as far as solid human beings go, and somebody that I know, hey, if I want to go buy 10 properties, I will make that 8 or 9 or 10%, because it's a rock star turnkey operation with rock star good human beings, do a lot of charity work, just good, solid people. If you want to make money, man, Columbus Turnkey, it's something I'd invest in, and I put my seal on it. And everybody knows, I've been on point forever, done exactly what I said I was going to do, and been in real estate a long, long time. I met this guy about 6 years ago.
Thanks,
One of
man.
the smartest guys I've ever met. I met this guy 5 years ago. One of the smartest guys I've ever met. Both rock stars in the real estate industry. I feel blessed to be around them. Love these guys.
Asian power, bro.
Yeah.
So, RJ, what area do you work in?
So we're in Columbus, Ohio. It's arguably one of the best Midwest cities to invest in. But do your research on the area. One of the driving factors that helps our economy is the Ohio State University, and then we also have a diverse economy there. There's fashion industry, there's healthcare, there's insurance, there's more other Fortune 500 companies out there. So do your homework, you can call us, you can get on our website, columbusturnkey.com, opt in to get updates on properties that are available.
So we have a question here coming in is, at what point do you pivot from starting to do buy and hold for cash flow?
So there's a lot of layers to that question. My suggestion to you is to start with what your monthly expenses are, and once those are covered by wholesaling, then start putting some away so that you can start using that extra money for down payments, or finding deals where you can put a little bit down and then maybe do like a seller finance deal to hold rentals. But through your marketing, you should find some deals that you might be able to have the seller hold the note, and you can start building rentals that way. That's a little bit more advanced, but there's a lot of free information out there about that strategy.
Someone asked here, so what are some takeaway from this masterminding already for you?
A lot of ways how you can save money, because it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep at the end of the day. Don't get fooled by a lot of people saying, oh, I made this, that, and the other with these big wholesale checks. It's like, well, how much did you keep? Because marketing, you got to pay taxes. If you have a staff, you got to pay overhead. So
RJ just said something like very important, okay? It's not how much you do, it's how much you make. And I'd encourage everybody, buy rentals, because whenever I've had a tough time, I have rentals I buy 7 or 8 years ago that have paid themselves down and I do great on. But here's the thing. A lot of people do a lot of big deals. They'll do $5, $10, $15 million deals. At the end of the day, if someone's doing 200 turnkey deals a year, but they're making zero and their clients aren't making money, it's no good. It's all about how much you make. You can have a guy doing 300 deals a year but makes $500,000, and you can have a guy doing 50 deals a year but makes $3 million. Which one do you want to be? It's all about dialing in what you actually make at the end of the day and what you end up with at the end of the day, and keeping your eye on the big goal. I've got to see RJ grow so much over years, and to hear these things come out, it's just huge, because it's just life-changing principles, right? If you think about it, what's the end result, what's the end goal, where am I really at? You know what I mean? If I go out there and I do this $2 million project to look good, or I do 100 deals because I want to do 100 deals and I'll buy tight deals, who's the guy that's better off? The guy that did that and made $200,000 a year, or the guy that focused on 30 deals and made $2 million a year? Sometimes less is more, and it's all looking at what you actually make at the end that matters, not what you did to get there.
Great
As
one.
long as you keep integrity and moving stuff forward right and doing the right thing, it's not what you did to get there, it's what you end up with at the end of the day. Instagram, Mike to the Fits, Khang WTM, RJ, awesome group, Columbus Turnkey, Mike, the number 2, the Fits, Khang WTM.
All right, you guys,
RJ.
we're gonna wrap this up with one last question, and that is, if you were to start over.
He's been teaching me this like YouTube and video stuff. So he's like, Mike, you should be your personality, you should be yourself, you should come out there like that. So I'm really rolling with it. This is one of my first live video I've taken seriously, where I've sat down like this and actually spoke.
So one last question before we wrap this up is, if you were to start over again, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? That's a very good question. I'd focus not on so much doing more, but doing less and making it's always easy to say, what would I have done differently? Because if you had a sports almanac, you would go bet on like every sports team if you had one from 20 years in the future, right? So what would I do differently looking 15 years back? Because May's 15 years, well, a lot. You know, when I could buy 10 clips of home in Phoenix for 40,000 and they're now going for 600 today, I would have bought them. But if you're talking about like dialing in that aspect, what would I have done of a person as a human being differently? I probably would have done less deals, more impactful deals, done more wholesaling, less rehabbing, spent more time with family and friends, because time's really what matters, right? And more time focusing on what I had at the end and not just how much I had, what I had. Now, I've done great. I got tons of equity. I'm 53% equity on fire, 500 rental units. But could I have done differently? Could I have been twice as good and maintain relationships better and maintain friendships better and spend more time with my son? Abso-fucking-lutely. And, you know, give it your all, because you only live once. You're only this age once. And you want to move forward. You not only want to do the right thing, you want to do the best thing. So live your best life. Mike, number 2, the Fits, Khang WTM, Columbus Turnkey Houses.
All right, RJ.
So my advice would be, I would have kept more houses in the
We're at
beginning.
83 people.
Because, you know, when you start off, you gotta flip to pay the bills, right? And then some of the best deals that you give away are ones that you could have kept on the creative end. So invest in yourself for sure. 'Cause that's the best investment, and continue to work on yourself so that you can see opportunities like that. I wish there's hundreds of wholesale deals that we did, but there are times where, you know, if I didn't have that knowledge, I would have just kept a lot of them. But so.
Awesome, man. You guys, that's it. That's all the time we got for. Going to wrap
Everybody
it
have
up.
a great day, a blessed weekend, a happy Monday, and even better Tuesday. And listen to this man, because he gives you the experience you need, gives you the true life, shows his checks on camera, which I've always been a little shy to do, crushes it, knows how to do it. You get awesome scripts. Khang at WTTM, Wholesale to Millions. RJ at Columbus Turnkey Homes. And on Instagram, Mike, the number 2, the Fits. Hey, I love this guy. Love Law in his life. Love RJ. These are some of my best friends. You guys are awesome. First big YouTube.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Thanks a lot, you guys. Take care. Bye. Awesome.
How many people were on there?